managing impressions. So
Yeah.
very important
Yeah.
that when you apply for a job, your first impression is your job application and your resume.
Yeah.
And so so if you think that needs to get me an interview, that's the job of that process only.
Yeah.
You don't need to do anything other than get an interview.
Yeah.
And then in an interview, there's a second impression.
Right.
How will I present myself? So I need to think about how I'm going to dress, how I'm going to be,
Yeah.
the personality I'm going to take, how I'm going to listen, how I'm going to interact, the questions I'm going to ask, and how I respond.
Right.
So that's a very significant second impression.
Right.
And then often, that third impression is when you turn up to work and are you what you created as an impression in the first and second.
Right.
So managing impressions.
There is quite a bit of literature in that area, in the impression management and career success sort of domain, and it does seem to lead to more promotions, more likelihood of being promoted on the job if you're managing your impressions, depending on the tactic that you're using.
Yeah.
So where supervisors see these as genuine sort of attempts to show a favourable impression, it can generate liking, and liking transmits more promotions for that employee. But where it's perceived as a little bit sort of false or manipulative, it can backfire a little
Absolutely.
bit as well.
So yes, you need to be careful, and you need to be congruent, and you need to be truthful and ethical in those impressions.
Right.
And what we're talking about is being conscious.
Yep.
That, and I remember in the 1980s there was the research about Swedish organisation, and they spoke about moments of truth.
Oh yeah.
So these impressions are moments of truth.
Right.
But you better make sure that they're aligned, because if you give different impressions, people will pick up that you're not
The whole thing
congruent.
breaks down.
It breaks down.